Hi everyone, Nicholas here. Welcome to another Portuguese lesson. In this Portuguese lesson, this is going to be our second part of our food name series. And if you are liking this video, please make sure y'all please like this video, please. Subscribe to my channel, please. I know that I haven't done a video in a while. For those who do not know what's this series, for those who are new, or most of you actually, is every year in November, I do a series talking about food. Because whenever this time of season of Thanksgiving comes around in November, I start to think about when we get together as a family, we get together and have food. So that's why I feel like that food is important to know during this time of season. The types of food that we have, or, rather we just learn some of the food during the time that we have during this month as this, honoring that. Just, celebrating Thanksgiving. And I always like to think about it like that during this month. So that's why I am doing it. I feel like doing this series. It's a series that I like doing. That's why. But a few stuff has been changed on the channel. But yeah. But anyways, let's start. Pumpkin in Brazilian Portuguese. Abóbora. 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 A, B, O. On top of this O, there's an accent. That accent is called an acento agudo. So what that accent does in Brazilian Portuguese, it makes the vowel sounds more open. So instead of pronouncing it like a regular O without it being open, you're going to pronounce it more stronger and more open. It's also going to be a stronger and more open O instead of a regular O in Brazilian Portuguese. And also, if there's an accent in Brazilian Portuguese, it's usually always on top of the vowels. You're not going to see them underneath the vowels. I know that there's one underneath a letter, which is the letter C, but that is not a vowel and it's underneath it. And it's called a C with a cedilha. It's not an accent. It's called a C with a cedilha. But we're not gonna get across on that one on this video though. But yeah. After that, B, O. And this O does not have an accent, so you won't have to put an accent on this one. We'll not have to put an accent on this O right here. R, A. Abóbora. Abóbora. A, B, O. This O has an accent on top of it, which makes it more like an open vowel sound. You're not going to see it underneath the vowel. You're going to see it on top of the vowels. And it's going to make it more like an open vowel sound. Abóbora. You see how strong it is when you pronounce the letter O? Aside from the regular O. So you're pronouncing it more stronger. B, O, R, A. Abóbora. Abóbora. Next one right here. Meat in Brazilian Portuguese. Carne. Carne. C, A, R, N, E. Carne. Carne. C, A, R, N, E. Carne. Carne. So, in Brazilian Portuguese, it's very common that people would have meat. And not just meat. Turkey, if you remembered last year, I taught you during the part 1 of the food name series. I taught y'all how to say turkey in Brazilian Portuguese. So, yeah. So I taught y'all how to say turkey in Brazilian Portuguese. So, people like to eat meat. If they have certain meats, there's a lot of meats in Brazil. There's a lot of people in Brazil that like to eat meat. And there's also a few restaurants in here in the United States that has meat, which is really interesting as well. Alright, meat in Brazilian Portuguese. Carne. Carne. C, A, R, N, E. Carne. Carne. Alright, next one right here. Corn in Brazilian Portuguese. Milho. Milho. M, I, L, H, O. Milho. Milho. The letter H is silent on this one, so you're not going to actually pronounce the letter H on this one. So that's why you don't hear the letter H on this word right here. So you won't pronounce it. You're just going to say milho. Milho. M-I-L Milho. Milho. And yeah, let's do a recap over here. Pumpkin in Brazilian Portuguese. Abóbora. Abóbora. And I taught you that this O right here, there's an accent on top of this O here, which makes it vowel sound more stronger and more open vowel sounds. So you're not going to hear it like a regular vowel sounds. It's going to be like a more open or stronger vowel sounds. When you're pronouncing, just make sure that you pronounce them stronger. You don't pronounce them like a regular vowel. You would say a few words. Brazilian Portuguese means other things without the accents, and if you pronounce them without the accents on top of them, it would not make sense. It would not be pronounced correctly. So make sure when you're pronouncing it, those words, or whatever word it is in Brazilian Portuguese that has accents, that you are pronouncing those correct accents. If it's the one that's open, if it's the one that's closed, or if it's the one that's more nasally, if it's the one that makes it more higher or deeper, you know what I mean? Just make sure you pronounce all those accents in Brazilian Portuguese. A, B, O. This O has an accent and it's open vowel sound. B, O, R, A. Abóbora. Abóbora. Alright? And then I taught you how to say meat in Brazilian Portuguese. Carne. Carne. C-A-R-N-E. Carne. Carne. And that last but not least, corn in Brazilian Portuguese. Milho. Milho. And I talked about that. You do not pronounce the letter H. You're just, it's there, but you don't pronounce the letter H when you say this word, corn in Brazilian Portuguese. Milho. M-I-L-H-O. Milho. Milho. Alright, well, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure y'all please like this video, please. Drobes, please subscribe to the channel. I have Instagram, follow me over there, and yeah, see you all next time.